Hi guys, I'm going to tell you how to prepare for a theory subject, how to prepare for a subject like law. I'd like to say that the secret to preparation is nothing but 3 R's. And what are those 3 R's? First and foremost is read. Second is repeat. And third is recollect. Now, first one, read. Whenever you are reading, you have to pay attention to the concepts. In CA examination, your concepts are tested. How you have understood is tested. So, please pay attention to the concepts. When you are studying, you always have to mark or underline or highlight the key words. Okay, now this highlighting helps you in your revision so that you don't waste time reading the entire sentence always. Okay, now many students ask me, ma'am, should we prepare summary notes? That entirely depends on you. If you think you really need summary notes, prepare it. But while you are preparing the summary notes, do not prepare them, just 1 month before the examination. These notes have to be prepared at the time you are studying. But I would still suggest, if you are marking or highlighting it properly, there is no need for you to prepare summary notes. Okay, then when you are reading, pay attention to the language that is used. Now, for a subject like law, it is not your normal English article writing where you can write everything on your own. You definitely can write on your own, provided it conveys the same meaning. But if you make it a habit to underline the keywords, you can make sure that in the examination your answer is going to be as is given in the book itself. Okay, now talking about the second point, that is repeating. When you are studying, if you read it loudly, it really helps in staying in your memory for a longer period of time. See, when you're reading it in your mind, only your eyes, your brain is working, right? But if you tell it loudly to yourself, your mouth as well as your ears are also working. So, jitne zyade senses you involve in reading, the retention is also there for a longer period of time. Okay. Now, what I would suggest is, instead of spending long hours on reading it properly, thoroughly for the first time, spend a lesser time, read it faster and repeat it as many number of times as possible. Okay, so the keywords that you are underlining, highlighting, repeat those as many times as possible. Now, talking about the third R, that is recollection. If you had paid attention, there is never a problem in understanding law. There is always a problem in recollection. Correct? Our human brain itself works in mysterious ways. When you make a deliberate attempt to remember something, if you do not review that information over time, that entire information is lost. So, revisions play a very, very, very important role. Okay. Now, whenever you are recollecting, there are 2 things that you have to recollect: the concept as well as the keywords. The questions that are asked in the examination can either be theory questions or they can be case laws, case studies, right? So, in both cases, you are required to know keywords and definitely you are required to know the concept. Okay. Now, I would suggest you can find a friend who's studying with you. So, if you're studying together, after every topic, you can ask questions to each other. This way you will be able to repeat and you will be able to recollect as well. Okay. So, pay attention to these 3 R's. They are definitely going to help you in preparing. And if you prepare well, there is no doubt that you are not going to score great marks. Okay. I'm going to tell you how you can score an exemption in law paper. Now, ICAI has designed the paper in such a way that if you leave out any chapter, there is not a possibility that you can score great marks. So the first and foremost point that I would like to stress on is your syllabus coverage. So whatever material you have been studying from, every lecturer, they prepare their material in line with the ICAI study material only. Sometimes it so happens that certain topics which have come in the examination but which are not included in the material are also included in your material. So whatever material you have been studying from, make sure you study it thoroughly. Other than that, whatever are the past year's papers, that have to be read as well. And other than this, the RTPs and the MTPs, that is mock test papers, that is given by ICAI, has to be read extensively. Okay, now you are required to read 100% of the syllabus. In CA, we say that whatever you read is important and whatever you leave is even more important. So there is no fixed set of questions which are very, very important. Everything has to be read thoroughly. Okay, now talking about the second important thing that you have to pay attention to is presentation. The presentation of answers in your examination. While you are studying, you think that you are thorough with every provision, but to know whether you are actually able to reproduce the same thing in the examination, you will have to practice in writing. I see most of the students, they practice only accounts or maths paper. They do not practice a theory subject paper. You really will improve a lot if you start practicing theory papers. Now throughout your course, at least 30 to 40 questions, at least, okay, 30 to 40 questions you have to practice in writing. Okay, then the presentation in the examination with respect to the questions. In the exam, you can get questions which of three types basically. First and foremost, it can be a theory question, or it can be a practical question. Practical question, we also call it as case law, or it can be question with respect to differences. Now theory question, you have to write it in points, and the question is direct question basically. So say for example, what do you mean by contingent contract? What are the characteristics of contingent contract? So how will you write this? You will write whatever is the definition of contingent contract, then put a heading characteristics of contingent contract, then write point 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 characteristics. Simple. Okay, this case law that comes in the examination, the practical question, that is basically the application of the concept that you have read. There is a particular method in which you will have to present this question. Now, first and foremost, you will have to write facts of the case, then you will have to write provisions or inference, and third, you will have to write conclusion. In facts of the case, whatever is given in the question, do not copy it as it is. Write what is your understanding of what is given. Okay. In provisions and inference, write all that provisions that you are going to apply to come at the conclusion that you are going to mention. Okay, and conclusion is very simple, just about 1 or 2 sentences wherein you're going to state. Now say for example, the question talks about ordinary damages, special damages, and then you have does or can Mr. X claim 50,000 as special damages. Okay, so in conclusion, what will you write? You will write as considering the above provisions, Mr. X can claim 50,000 as special damages. That's it. Is that okay? Now, even when you're writing facts, provisions, you will have to write the answer in points only. Okay? Then the third type of question that you can get in the exam is differences. Now when you get a question like this, there is a possibility that you have too many points to write, or sometimes there's barely anything to write. Now say for example, if you get a question, what is the difference between ascertained and unascertained goods? Now over here, you do not have too many points of differences, right? So in this case, you can put the heading as ascertained goods and then write the points relating to ascertained goods. Then put the heading as unascertained goods and then write the points with respect to unascertained goods. Now sometimes it is possible that you get a question like state the differences between wagering agreement and an insurance contract. So in this, the difference is firstly exact differences hai dono ke beech mein, and secondly you have good number of points to write. So if that is the case, then draw a table, put the heading as wagering agreement and insurance contract, and then write the differences. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is, if you have lesser points, then put the heading and write the points. If there are more differences, then put a table and write the differences. Everything that you write in a theory paper has to be in the form of points only, strictly, no paragraph writing at all. Okay, now in your answer, whatever are the important words, make sure you underline those words. Again, when you're underlining, put a straight line, do not put any waves or anything like that. Okay, now many students ask me, what should be the length of the answer? There is no set length for the answer. This is not like your BCom paper where you're required to write a lot. Okay, whatever is relevant has to be mentioned in your answer. So basically, wherever the relevance ends, your answer also should end. Is that okay? Then again, students always have a question, should we mention section numbers in the examination? For foundation and intermediate, ICAI does not expect you to know the section numbers. So until and unless you are 100% sure of the section number, do not mention it in the examination. If you write all the provisions correctly but a wrong section number, you're not going to get any marks. At the same time, if you mention a section number, it is not even going to add to your marks. But definitely it shows that you have prepared well. You are thorough with what you have prepared. Okay, so there is no need to write section numbers at all. If you are not sure, skip writing the section numbers. If you are sure, only and only then mention it. Okay. So what I would like to tell you is, if you are doing a selective study, you are doing, maybe you are reading only 70 or 80% of what is going to be asked in the examination, and then you are expecting to score above 60. It is just not possible. You have to read the entire subject thoroughly. 100% coverage, extensive coverage is expected, and you will have to do it to score great marks in the examination. So if you have any further questions, you can put them in the comments, or you can DM us on Instagram as well, and the link to our Instagram channel is mentioned in the description.